In the heart of the night where shadows whisper secrets, a girl stands alone. She is a solitary figure in a world that has changed beyond recognition, a world that has become eerily quiet. The once bustling streets, filled with the hum of life and the rhythm of human existence, are now suffocated by an oppressive silence. The only sound that dares to break this unnatural quiet is the distant howl of the wind, a mournful lament echoing through the desolate cityscape. Our protagonist is an ordinary girl, no different from you or me. She is not a soldier, nor a superhero. She's just a girl, caught in the web of circumstances far beyond her control and comprehension. She is the girl next door, the classmate, the co-worker, the friend. But now, she stands alone, her eyes reflecting the moonlight, her heart echoing the silence around her. Around her the city slumbers, its heartbeat slowed to an almost imperceptible rhythm. The towering buildings, once filled with light and life, now stand as silent sentinels, their darkened windows like lifeless eyes staring into the void. The streets, once filled with the sounds of laughter and conversation, now lay abandoned, their stories swallowed by the silence. This is a world caught in the grip of an eerie calm, a world holding its breath, waiting for something to shatter the quiet. The tension is palpable, a thin veil of dread hanging in the air, threatening to suffocate the world in its embrace. It's a world on the edge of a precipice, teetering between the known and the unknown, the safe and the dangerous, the ordinary and the extraordinary. Our heroine, this ordinary girl, takes a deep breath, her eyes scanning the shadows that dance around her. She's alone, yes, but she's not defeated. She's scared, yes, but she's not helpless. She's just one girl, yes, but in her heart, she carries the spirit of humanity, the resilience of life, the courage to face the unknown. As the wind whistles through the deserted streets, she braces herself for the night to come. Suddenly, a low growl breaks the silence. Our protagonist freezes, ears straining to pinpoint the source of the sound. It's distant, yet ominously close, like a whispering wind carrying the threat of an impending storm. A chill runs down her spine, but she forces herself to stay calm. She's alone, but not unprepared. Years of living in a world where the dead walk have taught her one thing: fear is a luxury she can't afford. As she tiptoes, her heart pounding in her chest, the eerie cacophony of the night seems to grow louder. The rustling leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, everything seems to be in cahoots with the darkness, but it's the low, guttural growl that prevails, growing steadily more distinct, more menacing. Then she sees it, the moonlight reflecting off its grotesque form, a macabre silhouette in the inky blackness, the first zombie. Its eyes, hollow sockets filled with an insatiable hunger, stare back at her. Its skin, a ghastly shade of gray, hangs loosely over its skeletal frame. The sight is enough to make the bravest hearts quiver, but she stands her ground. This is her reality, the world she inhabits, a world where the dead don't rest. The creature snarls, revealing a mouth full of sharp, yellowed teeth. Its hunger is palpable, a primal desire for flesh. She can almost hear its thoughts, feel its anticipation. It's been days, maybe weeks since it last fed. Its hunger is a ticking time bomb, and she's the fuse. But she's not just a potential meal, she's a survivor, a fighter. She's stared death in the face, and lived to tell the tale. And she knows that this night is no different. As the creature takes a step towards her, she squares her shoulders, ready to fight, ready to survive. With a guttural roar, the creature lunges towards her. Fear sparks within her, but so does something else, the will to survive. It's a primal instinct, an innate drive that takes over when the world as we know it shatters into pieces. Our girl, alone in the night, faces the undead with nothing but her wits and her courage. She is not a warrior, not a soldier, but a survivor. The once peaceful night has turned into a living nightmare, but fear does not paralyze her. Instead, it fuels her, sharpens her senses, quickens her pulse. It transforms her into a nimble, agile creature, capable of doing whatever it takes to live another day. Imagine a dance, a deadly ballet where every misstep could be your last. That is what she embarks on, a dance of survival. She weaves through the darkness, her movements fluid and precise, like water flowing around a rock. The zombie lunges, but she is already gone, a shadow, an echo. Resourcefulness becomes her greatest weapon. She understands that survival is not about strength, but about using what you have in innovative ways. A broken branch becomes a spear, a piece of glass, a knife. She turns the mundane into the extraordinary, the ordinary into the deadly. Her courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. She faces the creature head-on, her heart pounding in her chest like a drum. She fights not with brute force, but with determination and resolve. She is not a damsel in distress waiting for a knight in shining armor. She is the knight, she is the armor. She dispatches the creature with a final decisive blow. Her breath comes in ragged gasps, her muscles scream in protest, but she stands tall, victorious. Yet, as she looks into the darkness, she knows her ordeal is far from over. The shadows hide more monsters, more challenges, but she is ready. She has tasted victory and she will not go down without a fight. She dispatches the creature, but the night is far from over. The victory is short-lived as more growls echo through the night. The hum of the nocturnal insects is drowned out by the rancid chorus of the undead. The girl, once alone, finds herself in the center of a macabre gathering. The darkness is alive with the shuffling of rotting feet, their pace never wavering, their hunger never satisfied. Her heart pounds in her chest like a wild drum, matching the rhythm of her racing thoughts. She darts her gaze in every direction, her eyes wide with terror, her breath ragged and heavy. The moonlight cuts through the shadows, revealing the grim reality of her predicament. She is surrounded, completely and utterly encircled by the monstrous horde. The tension in the air is palpable, a thick fog of fear that clings to her skin and chills her to the bone. But she doesn't have the luxury of surrendering to her despair. Time is not on her side. Each second that slips away brings the undead closer, their grotesque forms illuminated by the harsh glow of the moon. Yet, amidst the chaos and the horror, a flicker of determination sparks within her. She is a fighter, a survivor, and she will not go down without a fight. Her mind races, weaving through countless scenarios, searching desperately for a way out. The world around her is a terrifying labyrinth, but she is determined to find the exit. Her legs carry her through the night, moving with a speed she didn't know she possessed. She can feel the ground vibrating beneath her feet, the relentless pursuit of the zombies close at her heels. They are tireless, unyielding, their grotesque forms a grotesque mockery of life itself. But the girl is relentless too. She pushes through the fear, the exhaustion, the despair, and keeps moving. Her eyes catch sight of a derelict structure in the distance, a beacon of hope amidst the sea of darkness. With a newfound burst of energy, she races towards it, her heart pounding in her chest. She finally finds refuge in an abandoned house, but the night is not done with her yet. The door slams shut behind her, the sound echoing through the silence. She is safe, for now, but she knows that the night still holds many unseen dangers. With every creak of the old house, her heart pounds a little louder. It's a symphony of fear, each note a sharp stab of panic. The girl is alone, the night pressing heavily upon her shoulders, and she's doing what she can to bolster her defenses. She moves swiftly through the gloom, her hands trembling as she wedges chairs, tables, anything she can find, against the doors and windows. Her breath comes in short, sharp gasps, punctuating the eerie silence that has fallen over the house. The occasional groan of the wooden floor beneath her feet echoes like a gunshot, a chilling reminder of her precarious situation. The house, once a sanctuary, now feels like a trap. The walls seem to close in on her, the shadows stretch and distort, taking on monstrous forms. She can hear them now, the undead. A chorus of groans and growls growing louder, closer. The sound is horrific, a guttural symphony of the damned that sends icy tendrils of terror coiling around her heart. Every creak, every whisper of wind, every rustle of leaves outside, it all feeds into her growing dread. She's a rabbit, cornered by wolves, her heart racing as the predators draw nearer. The house is her last line of defense, her final stand against the encroaching darkness and the horrors it carries. Her breath hitches as a particularly loud groan echoes through the night, closer than any before. It's a sound that promises doom, a death knell that reverberates through the silent house. She can feel it in her bones. The end is near. Retreating further into the house, she finds a hiding spot in the shadows, a small nook where she can watch the entrance and wait for the inevitable, wait for the horror to breach her defenses and shatter the illusion of safety. As she hides in the shadows, the front door begins to creak open and she holds her breath. The night has